What's up, brothers? Hope everybody's doing well out there. I come to you today sharing some of my great wisdom. And in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about looksmaxing. And in particular, I want to talk about why I don't promote it and why I don't recommend it. In the first half of this video, we may drop a little bit of a gold pill, a hopeful pill. Something that can give you some confidence and make you feel good about yourself. And then in the second half of this video, we may get a little bit black-pilled, and it could be a little bit discouraging. But hopefully the first half of this video makes you not care about the second half of this video. So the first point that I want to get across, and the reason why I don't promote looksmaxing, and I don't think men should even care about their looks, is because I don't believe that a man's value is measured based on what the opposite sex thinks of him. I think that's a faulty hierarchy. In this manosphere description of what a high value man is, based on how much money you have, the way you look, and what the women think of you, and how many girls you have, I just think that's a faulty hierarchy, and I think those are vanity metrics, but they don't measure your value as a human being whatsoever. As a matter of fact, the manosphere description of a high value man is absolutely bullshit. I know high value men that aren't very good looking and have $0 in their bank account. But if I call them and need help working on my car, need to fix the roof or lay some concrete or do some electrical work or whatever, I can call them and they will provide their skills and their hard work to help me out. And vice versa, I'll do the same to them. And that's my definition of a high value man. It's a man that provides something. He provides value to his community, to his tribe, to his people, to his family. And most importantly, it's a man who gets respect from other men. And I think that's the hierarchy you should be trying to climb. And if you climb that hierarchy, I think you'll see a lot of successes in life. If other men respect you and you provide value to other men, you're going to be a high value man. Believe that. And to be honest with you, I think a lot of women will take notice to that. They'll see that you're a respected man. They'll see that you are a man of importance, a man of great respect, and women will find that attractive. So I think that's the proper way that a man should live his life. I don't think a man should be focused on looks. But we will go down the path of talking about looks in the second half of this video. Now, when the manosphere talks about looks, they actually are being misleading. They say it's all about looks. But in all actuality, it's all about genetics. Okay? Saying it's all about looks is kind of a cope. Right? That's like telling a girl who doesn't have a nice ass and doesn't have a nice chest that if she gets breast enhancements and butt enhancements, she will all of a sudden be a high value woman. Right? That's just not the case. She's going to look like a woman with bad genetics who got surgery to overcompensate for the fact that she had bad genetics, and nobody's going to find her any more attractive than they did before she got the surgeries. And for the most part, looksmaxing is the same. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't work out, eat healthy, have good hygiene, brush your teeth, know how to dress for the right occasions. You should be able to do all of that stuff. But there's a lot of guys on YouTube that are promoting things like, what to do with your eyebrows and skin routines and all of this, this extra shit. And they're promoting it to an audience of insecure men that believe looks are everything. But like I said, looks, that's a very misleading term. Genetics is the proper term. And the two most attractive features that a man can have, and this is pretty much undisputed, I think it's agreed upon across, the whole manosphere, and also, the whole dating and relationship space, men and women. Everyone agrees that your genetics and your confidence are the two most important factors, right? So you want to be good looking, tall, good looking, tall, handsome, just good genetics. And then on top of that, you want to be confident, excuse me. So an example of that, of high confidence and good genetics, and this is where we're going to get blackpilling, would be, imagine a very handsome man, a Giga Chad. The world admires his face. He's extremely good looking. And he's so confident that he goes out and he gets a tattoo that covers his entire face. He just doesn't give a damn. He's rugged. He's a bad boy. He doesn't give a damn. And he ruins that perfectly chiseled Greek god face by covering it with a tattoo. Women are still going to find him attractive. And that's because he still has those good genetics underneath that tattoo. And he has sky-high confidence. His confidence is so high that he believes in his heart of heart that he can ruin that beautiful face and he will still be attractive. Therefore, it is true. It plays out in real life. And I've seen that happen several times. Hell, I've seen guys go to war and lose limbs, but still get beautiful wives. I've seen guys have car accidents or motorcycle accidents and lose function of limbs and still get girlfriends, get wives, get children. And that's because they have good genetics and they have good confidence. You could even say good personalities, strong personalities. And I know, when are we going to get to the black pill? Well, here it is. If you have bad genetics and you decide that looksmaxing is the pathway that you're going to go down, you are the opposite of that guy. The guy with the good genetics and the high confidence that doesn't give a damn about the way he looks, doesn't give a damn about what people think of him, but he's got good genetics and he's confident. You're the opposite. A lot of guys have not so great genetics and they spend a lot of time and effort looksmaxing, which just displays to the world that they're try hard, they have low confidence. They're the opposite of that. Bad genetics and low confidence. And like I said in the first half of this video, I don't think a man's value should be measured based on the way he looks. So if you have bad genetics, I think you can still be a high value man, a respectable man. You can still have a beautiful wife and children, and maybe your wife will be so beautiful that your kids won't even be ugly. They'll pick up her looks instead. But I think you have to be a respectable man to get to that level. And I think the important thing to factor in here is that you can't control your genetics. Okay? Whether you're a Giga Chad or, an ugly guy, you can't control your genetics, but you can control your confidence. So if you have bad genetics, but you're still confident, you're still productive, you're still respected by other men, you're still probably going to make it. But if you have extremely good genetics and you have a shit personality, your confidence is low as fuck, women are going to look at you, and in particular, other men are going to look at you like, you fucking waste of genetics. All that muscle, all that talent for absolutely nothing. All of that just a waste. And other men are just going to look at you like you're pathetic. And you may be a fuck boy, a little, human dildo that women use occasionally, but you're not going to get very far in life, and that's a fact. Whereas if you have bad genetics and high confidence and strong character, other men can count on you and respect you. You're not going to be the boy toy. Women aren't going to be looking out to have sex with you. They're not going to be, beating the door down, gawking at you when you walk by. desperately trying to have sex with you. But women will still view you as a compatible mate, And, just to provide some examples of what I'm talking about here, imagine bodybuilding. And I know a lot of you guys maybe won't get these references. Before I was doing this manosphere fucking content shit, I was doing fitness stuff, right? Like, my passion was lifting weights, my physique, having ripped abs. I thought about taking the bodybuilder path early on. And in bodybuilding, everybody's black-pilled. Fully black-pilled. Everybody fully understands genetics are everything, right? Your height, your shoulder-to-hip ratio, your muscle bellies, all of it. Look, if you're built like an Easter egg with wide hips and narrow shoulders, you can be the strongest, buffest, most lean dude in the gym. You're still going to look like shit. And, if you're never going to be a pro bodybuilder with that sort of genetics. Everybody knows that. And if you have narrow hips, broad shoulders, good muscle bellies, good insertions. I don't know if you guys watched wrestling back in the day. The wrestler Scott Steiner, who used to kiss his bicep, he had this giant bubble popping out of his bicep. It was like a tennis ball sticking out of his bicep, it looked like. Like, this muscle belly was just insane. Separated him from the other guys. And obviously, yeah, he was on steroids and shit, but regardless of how good you eat, how good you train, you're on steroids, whatever, if you don't have those genetics, there's no way you can pull that off. So the looksmaxing crowd are guys that are, assuming that they can pull these things off when really they can't. So they would be better off just being confident with who they are. There's no point in being a tryhard. No point. I think every man should try hard in life. Your skills should be on point. You should utilize your time correctly. Learn how to be productive. Be a strong-willed individual that's respected by society. But you shouldn't waste your time looksmaxing. Really, just a stupid concept. And all of these male YouTubers in the self-improvement space that are hyper-focused on looksmaxing and self-improvement, like this vanity self-improvement. It's all just vanity metrics to look cool. They come off as effeminate. Because let me tell you this. Let's say you spent 2 years looksmaxing, right? So your eyebrows are on point. You got a nose job. You got Botox or whatever. You got, all of this shit. Hair transplant, a skin routine. So you spend 2 years, and now you moved yourself from a 5 to a solid 7.5, right? So your looks, your sexual market value in terms of looks has gone up significantly. And then you go to a bar, you go to a club, and you meet a girl that you just met on Tinder. And you're standing there having a conversation with her. And some other dude who didn't spend the last 2 years looksmaxing, no, he is just a badass, right? He's just a hard ass, right? And he's got naturally decent genetics and he's fairly handsome. Punks you in front of your girl. What is that looksmaxing gonna do? When you see the respect that she has for you go from moderate to 0 because this other man who was more worried about being a man punked you, made you look bad. And yeah, sure, maybe that's a dickhead move. I understand that. Maybe that's a piece of shit guy. But in the eyes of a woman, she's going to see you as weak, a guy that can't hold your own, an effeminate man that's worried more about looks than shit that really matters. So that's why I don't promote looksmaxing. I hope the second half wasn't too blackpilling. I hope it was more informative, if anything else. And the gold pill that I want you to take away from this is that what really matters in life as a man is the respect that you get from other men. If other men respect you and they know they can count on you, younger men look up to you, older men are proud to say that you are one of theirs, that you're the future of the tribe, you're going to be a high value man. You know, that's what really matters. No man should sit around and worry about his looks. But yeah, you should work out, you should eat healthy, you should have good hygiene, you know, you should know how to dress for the occasion, but you don't have to be some dude wearing, you know, $1,000 sunglasses and, you know, a $5,000 suit and, you know, trying all hard to look cool and shit. Like, that's not going to do much good for you. Just be comfortable, be relaxed, be confident, and be productive. And that's what really matters. But hey, guys, you know, I'm all about being glorious. You know, I'm about, I guess my definition of what a manly man and an alpha male is different than what the, you know, narcissistic vanity manosphere describes. You know, my point of view is different than theirs. All right, I don't see any reason to go on any further than this. I hope this video was somewhat informative. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And that's about it for tonight, guys. Until next time, see ya. Subscribe to the channel.
To the window, to the wall, until the sweat drops down my balls, until all you bitches crawl. Oh, skeet, skeet, goddamn.